Welcome back for the final video. This is Fury, the Lady of Honor herself, since this is her game. She is again depicted on each side with the horseman symbol. And of course, this is what she is going to look like. My camera does not do it justice, so we're gonna get right into it. Fury herself consists of three parts: the base, the figure, and her signature weapon, which is the whip. And so let's get into looking all of them separately. So this is her whip. It is a bright red color. Unfortunately, my camera does not reflect that, but it is a bright red, going all the way just like where her weapon is, as you can see, just with the hilt, and does not contain a hand. Something that stomped me all the way in the beginning is the fact that you have to be very careful. Her weapon actually doesn't fit the way War's does, and you have to take this little piece right here off. Doesn't want to come off. 1 second. There we go. So this little piece comes off to put this inside of her hand, and then you lock it back in. Otherwise, the weapon itself doesn't just go into her hand. But it is well painted, and nothing is outside of paint parameters, so the red does not intrude onto the silver or metal. Now let's get into her base. So her base is basically the rocks, and this is where the peg would be on her leg. So she's actually standing, as you'll see from it. Not much to say about it. It's not as, this is the only thing about Fury is that her base itself is not as decorated as the rest. It's just the rocks on a lava and her jumping off. As you see, if we flip it around, you get that nice Darksiders name. So, her base is not really as impressive. However, her on the statue itself does look very beautiful. So let's get into Fury herself. Now, Fury herself is extremely light. Like, she is very, very light. However, when it comes to the painting and depictions upon her, everything is well put together. As you can see, her face markings are really on point, symmetrical. Eyes white like in the game. Her hair is not as long as you would think. It's about as big as a thumb. Very high red blackish. High detailing on her hand wrist gauntlet. Going up to her shoulder, her chest plate. As you can see, that is the jewel, and it is just like in the game, red eye. So this is the hand, and this is what I was talking about when it comes to her weapon. It fits. As you can see, she has a closed fist, as you should when you're wielding a whip. So in order to put it, you have to remove that little piece that I showed you before and put it in. Her knee pad, as you can tell, they are different, just like in the game. And it depicts perfectly. Her high heels, armored. And this is the peg that she's going to be sticking from her base. Now at the back, you see her full body armor. Including her back cape. Going all the way up. And like I said, well painted. Next, let's have a look how she's gonna look all together. And this is how she looks like from her base. As you can see, she fully connects to it. You can push it down all the way. And she does seem like she's jumping off. As I've said before, you see it's bright red, her whip. And this is her and her beauty. She is the lightest out of all the horseman figures, including Volgrim. However, I think they did a beautiful job with her. The way her, to show her finesse, unlike War and Death, where they are just, two brutes who are there definitely just to mess things up. She's more of a dexterity kind of build with her whip. I gotta say, however, I am disappointing in the base. It's a little bit, dare I say, naked. They could have done a little bit more with it. Thank you very much for watching. This has been the last of the Horseman figures. If you have any further questions, please go ahead and ask. If you have suggestions of how to improve the video, I am all ears. If you have any further questions about any other Horseman figures that I did leave out, by all means, go ahead, ask below. Thank you very much for wasting your time watching the videos.